Teams hit full stride on the hardwood this week. The #1 boys and girls team battle to retain their top position. Plus, this surprise upset in the city. Highlights, scores, and more straight ahead on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
The Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
He's going down the right sideline. He's going right.
Today's show is brought to you by University of Maryland Medicine, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Geico Direct Insurance.
Hi, and welcome to the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. I'm Sam Davis, sports editor with the Sun. Until last week, only one team had held down the area's #1 boys basketball ranking this season, but the Spalding Cavaliers suffered some tough losses that caused the Anne Arundel County School to topple from the top spot. And last week, the #11 Gales from Mount St. Joe were hoping to continue the downward spiral for the Cavs and a Catholic League matchup. Could the Cavaliers right themselves and stay within striking distance of the #1 spot, or could the Gales continue the recent trend with an upset? We took our cameras down to Anne Arundel County to find out.
Sam, our cameras were locked under the nets for this showdown between the #3 ranked Cavaliers, entering the contest 1-1 in Catholic League play, taking on the 11th ranked Gales, also 1-1 in Catholic League play. All-Metro point guard Derek Stoughton gets the Cavs rocking with this move to the bucket. He finished with a game-high 23 and 5 boards to boot. 5'10 guard J.J. Outlaw gunning from the outside all night for the Gales and hitting the bullseye. He finished with 12 on the night and 6 rebounds. The Cavs' Tremaine Robinson shows his finesse at 6'4" with a sweet kiss off the glass. He put down 16 for the contest. Again, Snowden finds the range from three-point land. The Cavs shooting 20 of 49 from the field, 41%. Kevin Mickens, a Gale force all night long, finishing with 20 points. The game tied at 21 at the half. In the third, Mickens, who pulled down 11 boards on the night, grabs the loose ball and puts it up. It keeps the Gales close. But Tremaine Robinson steals the show. He'll deposit a monster jam to put the Cavaliers up 39-35 at the end of the quarter. In the fourth, the Gales showed their resilience thanks to hustle by Gavin Floyd and this layup. But Robinson and the Cavaliers said, don't lay it up, stuff it down. Mickens says he knows the routine. He puts the cookie in the cookie jar. The Gales go on a 7-0 spurt to close within 2, 48-46, under 5 to go. But it's too little, too late. Chris Ravello adds the finishing touch, while the Cavaliers sank 8 straight free throws down the stretch, notching up this hard-fought win over the Gales from Mount St. Joe, 58-49.
Hoop action was fast and furious last week. How did your favorite team fare? Let's check out the scores on the Geico Direct scoreboard.
The #9 Cardinals from Calvert Hall were looking to halt a 3-game slide against the #1 Owls from Towson Catholic. Senior Keith Jennifer got the Owls moving early on with a crossover and jumper from 16 feet, hitting nothing but bottom. Jennifer led everyone with 18. Contributions by Pierre Jones, good for 7 on the contest, pulled Calvert Hall within 8 at the end of 1. The Owls' Gerald Woodley followed suit with strong moves inside. He finished with 13. Delbert Randall closed the gap for the Cards in the second. He was good for 13 on the night. Then it was Carmelo Anthony with a sweet move in the paint for 2 of his 10, which knotted the score at 28 at the half. Jared Woodley came out firing for the Cardinals in the third quarter, sinking this 3. Senior Jason Osborne got his game in gear, flexing his muscle inside, going strong to the bucket for 2 of his 14. PC tried to take the lead before the Hall's Lamar Horn puts this one home. But Jennifer shows why he is one of the top recruits in the area, tying the score at 48. Jared Woodley looked to be the hero, driving for the deuce with under a minute to play, but Jennifer again spoils the party with a tough move inside to lock the score at 51 and a trip to the stripe. He sinks the bonus, and the Owls pull this one out despite a last-ditch effort by the Cards to stay atop their #1 perch with a tough 1-point victory.
The 18th-ranked Warriors stampeded into Southwestern with their message of rejection. They were not to be denied. Davon Haskins takes the rejection in stride and goes strong to the hoop. Lamont Keaton there for the finish. He had 10 on the night. The Sabres, led by Tyrone Cooper, showed why they were number 4 in the region. Tyrone Harper there for the follow-up. He was good for 14 on the contest. Sabres standout Michael Jones was held at bay most of the night, still managed to sink 14. Jamal Booker was on his game. He moved the Warriors out in front by 9 in the second period and finished with 12 points. But the Sabres got 2 back by Marcus Felder in a hurry. He pocketed 12 for the contest. But Steve Woodard, who finished with 9, got in on the act with this follow-up. Then Tavon Peters, who netted 10, gets in on the curtain call. He fires one home for 3. Davon Haskins takes the final bow of the half, topping it off with 2 of his 17. The Warriors on the warpath, up 35-28 at intermission. The Sabres, led by Michael Jones in the second half, pulled Southwestern back on top by 6 in the fourth. But it was Davon Haskins who pulled the Warriors back within 3 with a minute and a half to go. Then Tavon Peters steps up and sinks a 3 with 20 seconds to go in the contest. And then on the inbounds pass, the Warriors and their defense shine. Jamal Booker intercepts the rock and goes up for the game winner. Walbrook pulls off the upset victory over the 4th-ranked Sabres, 69-68.
When we return, it doesn't get any better than this for girls basketball. It's number 1 Seton Keogh against number 2 St. Francis. You'll want to see the outcome of this showdown for the area's number 1 ranking, and it's next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
There's a hospital in Maryland where a team of researchers are developing innovative, non-invasive cancer treatments. Doctors here are minimizing radiation exposure to healthy tissue by using 3-dimensional images to target the exact locations of tumors, thus improving patient comfort, care, and success. Who's leading these medical advancements? University of Maryland Medicine.
Make my dorm room the Best Buy dorm room.
This is it. Best Buy Residence Evaluation Team. We're going to take a look around if you don't mind. Built-in VCR and a Sony PlayStation, huh? Do your parents know you have that? You can't stop me. Am I the only one that smells that? Nice computer. Hey, what kind of CDs you got? Great stereo.
Dorm life from Best Buy. Now that's a great idea.
What's up? Tom, it's your mom.
I need you to find these people now.
Okay, boys. Release the hounds.
Someone's been here.
Searching for someone at your car insurance company after dark? At Geico Direct, we're here 24 hours a day. In fact, one 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Not every victory makes the papers. Achieve New Balance.
Top-ranked Gators of Seton Keogh have been turning back challenges from upstart opponents all season. Last week, the number 2 Panthers of St. Francis got in line for their shot at the IAAM A Division favorites. The Panthers were feeling confident now that their preseason honorable mention All-American LaTanya Blue would be available after sitting out most of last season. But the Gators have their own honorable mention All-American in Keisha Blackwell, and they also have 2-time All-Metro standout Denise King. Could the Panthers take down another number 1 team, or would the Gators snap up another challenger? Let's ask our Dave Goldman, who was there for all the action at our Dick's Sporting Goods Big Game of the Week.
Sam, before we head courtside, it's time to announce our first winner in the Dick's Sporting Goods $50 gift certificate giveaway, Al Karwoski of Glen Burnie. Al, you have until the end of today's program to call this number, give your date of birth and social security number, and claim your prize. Anyone interested in becoming eligible for next week's drawing and a chance for our grand prize in April, stay tuned for details after the big game. It wasn't for the grand prize of basketball, but for mid-January, not bad. A number 1 versus number 2. Top-ranked Seton Keogh's Gators against the number 2 St. Francis Panthers. And senior guard Megan Allen, who had a great night, gets the Gators off to a great start. A pair of threes and a 4-point lead. But St. Francis fires back with its sharpshooter. LaTanya Blue drains a tray. The Panthers finish the first quarter on a 13-3 run, going up by 6. Early second quarter, the Panther defense pounces. Chanel Watson, one of 2 seniors, comes up with the steal. She'll send it down to Kia Cody, who lays up 2 of her 13 points on the evening. Then this off-balance runner by junior forward Brooke Campbell stretches the advantage to 7. But the Gators' call for quick offense is answered. Megan Allen from long range, 31-29 St. Francis at half. To the second, both teams still fighting for every loose ball. Which way's this one going? Keisha Blackwell says Seton Keogh. Kia Cody says St. Francis. Megan Allen says Seton Keogh. 5 on the night for Megan and 19 points. This 3 by Shanika Wallace makes it a 5-point game for St. Francis. But the Gators work the clock and the lead with fouls, timeouts, and some quick buckets. Panthers looking to hold the number 1 team. A tenuous 3-point lead. Everybody knows Megan Allen's taking the last 3 for Seton Keogh. And so does LaTanya Blue. Her game saver gives the Panthers the upset victory, 56-53.
I was surprised when they went to a little zone, but again, you know, I think our quickness off the dribble forced them to make that adjustment. I'm really happy about the way we shot the ball from the perimeter. That is the big thing.
I don't think a lot of people thought we could beat them, but we beat them, so we proved to everyone in our South that we could beat them.
All week long, head coach Jerome Shelton stressed a positive message to his team. Don't worry about 9 straight losses to Seton Keogh. And before this streak made it to 10, his message was heard loud and clear. At the College of Notre Dame, I'm Dave Goldman for the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
Al Karwoski of Glen Burnie still has until the end of today's show to call in for his $50 gift certificate from Dick's Sporting Goods. If you would like to enter our drawing, send a postcard with your name, address, daytime phone, date of birth, and social security number to the address on your screen. Or send in the entry form located in Wednesday's Sun paper. We'll announce another lucky winner next week, so send your entries in today.
The 5th annual Hammond Invitational unfolded on Friday and ran through yesterday, pitting together several of the area's top wrestlers. Joey Sargent, the area's top-ranked 160-pounder, was among 14 individual state champions slated to compete in the 22-team affair. As of yesterday and heading into the day's events, here are some of the results from Friday night.
With the demands facing students with sports and academics, it's important that we continue to recognize those who excel in the classroom and in athletic competition. Today, we salute these honor roll students from Falston High in Harford County. When we return, it's time to meet our male and female athletes of the week and...
Coming up next is Best Buy's Play of the Week on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
Yeah! Are you an athlete if you only play for bragging rights? What if you inherit your uniform? Are you an athlete if your toughest competition is yourself? What if your role model doesn't even play a sport? Or if you don't play sports at all anymore? Are you an athlete? Always. Russell Athletic, durable clothing made for the long run.
There's a hospital in Maryland where doctors are taking crash injury research to the next level. A hospital whose doctors are analyzing real crash data to help advance orthopedic care, where world-renowned shock trauma specialists are using their clinical experience to help automakers design safer cars. Who's leading these medical advancements? University of Maryland Medicine.
Here's my idea. Make it easy to buy a cell phone.
With this new cellular and DSS support zone, Best Buy is unstoppable, Ed.
You said it, Matt. Here we can see a customer being helped with his cell phone activation.
He's connected and ready to go.
Ooh, and this guy just made arrangements to have his DSS installed next Tuesday.
That's a great play. Let's go down to Frank.
So what do you think of the new support zone?
It's great. Everything's in one place. It's really easy.
Well, there you have it.
Helping you get connected the easy way. Best Buy, now that's a great idea.
Teyarnte Carter of Long Reach and Dan Fitzgerald of Severna Park were standouts on the track and the mat last week. Teyarnte captured first place in the 55-meter dash at the Virginia Tech Invitational and set a county record in the 300-meter run. Dan handed defending state region champion Eugene Toms of Suitland his first loss of the season with a 2-0 decision in the Calvert Invitational. Let's meet Teyarnte and Dan, our University of Maryland Medicine Athletes of the Week.
My goal is to be one of the best, in the nation. Me, my mother, coaches, we all sat down and said, this is my senior year, no time to play. This is the year to make a great impact because this is the year that matters this year. And I'm very proud of myself. I've been working very hard. I go to practice from like 2:15 to like 4:30. Then I turn around and I'm back in the weight room from like 6 to 7, 6 to 9. It all depends. But all my pressure is basically in practice because that's where I perfect everything. If I do what I need to do in practice, then everything should work out at the meets,
And things certainly worked out for Teyarnte at the Virginia Tech Invitational last week. This 3-time All-Howard County selection was just 3 seconds shy of her own state record in the 55-meter run, and her time in the 300 was a Howard County and personal best.
T is a great athlete. She can do so many things, but track is her key, and that's her ticket. And it all starts with her drive and serious approach to the sport and her intensity.
There was never any pressure on me because my mother's always taught me as long as you do your best, then it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you put your heart into it.
And Senior T's heart lies in making it to the Olympics and using college as her ticket to get there. Seton Hall and several others are racing to get her to commit, but T, who has a 4.0 GPA, wants to take her time and make the right decision while keeping her priorities in check.
I do want to make the Olympic trials. I do want to go trial for the Olympics, so I'm looking at the quality of the team, especially academic-wise, because if they're recruiting me to pay for me to go to their school, then I need to perform. So as well as academics, making sure that, I'm sound in all three, track, schoolwork, and especially socially.
We wish T the best of luck next year in college and hopefully the Olympics. Now let's meet Dan Fitzgerald from Severna Park, whose future also looks bright.
I think I'm a late bloomer, and it's just, I'm finally hitting it this year. Like I'm hitting my wrestling spurt, Over the past years, I just think it's a maturity thing,
And senior Dan Fitzgerald has come into his own both as a wrestler and as a student. He carries a 4.5 grade point average and plans to attend Johns Hopkins University next fall. Not bad for someone who finished 6th in the state last year, yet still considers himself an underdog.
I would describe myself as, I guess, an underdog, and I think that's helped me out because throughout the years, I've nobody expected me to win and stuff, so there's really no pressure. But, you just work hard, and it's like a constant battle with yourself. You're not getting any attention or anything, and you know what you got to do.
He has a 12-0 record with 7 pins. He's won 2 tournament titles in impressive fashion, defeating state-ranked wrestlers that were state place winners, kids that are recognized on the regional level. He's become quite a leader in the practice room.
I just keep striving and striving, and I know that if I keep working my hardest, I'm going to get there.
Congratulations, Dan and T, our University of Maryland Medicine Athletes of the Week.
Thanks, Amber. Now it's time for some exciting highlights from last week's events, including our outstanding play of the week.
lead.
Sam, our highlight reel this week is full of stuff. Starting with this pick by St. Joe's Kevin Mickens, who shows you the stuff he is made of. Spalding's Tremaine Robinson says, don't believe that stuff you just saw. I've got a better place for my stuff. It's on the other end of the court. Thank you very much. Over at Walbrook, stuff was flying by way of the alley-oop. Jamal Booker says this is the stuff of dreams. He was right in Walbrook's upset victory. Over at the Hall, Cardinal Dwayne Burton takes flight to put this one back up and in. Good stuff, Dwayne. But the stuff which deserves the most recognition this week comes courtesy of TC's Jason Osborne. He'll take the feed from Darnell Hopkins and slams the door shut on all this stuff. It earns our Best Buy Outstanding Play of the Week.
Today's Best Buy Best Cheer comes courtesy of the Lady Cavaliers from Spalding. You are now nominated to be selected our Best Buy Cheer of the Year. Congratulations, ladies. This Medical Minute is brought to you by University of Maryland Medicine, featuring Dr. Leanne Curl, head team physician for the University of Maryland Terrapins, who talks to us today about shoulder injuries.
Football this year, we're seen to be hit with an inordinate number of shoulder injuries. The shoulder injuries commonly with football break down into three. One would be a simple bruise or contusion just from contact, some soreness from impact, and those are managed with routine things. The more significant things that will keep someone out for a longer period of time would include a shoulder separation, and the other is a shoulder dislocation. They're very painful injuries and return to activity as their comfort allows. For a grade 1 or a minor level separation, an athlete may miss upwards of 1 or 2 weeks sometimes, but that's usually the maximum. A dislocation, which is the more significant end of the spectrum, involves an injury to the main ball and socket joint of the shoulder. It usually takes someone anywhere on average from 2 to 4 weeks to be able to return to play. The problem with injuries of that in this group is that they tend to recur. So once you've had a dislocation in this age group and with this activity, with football in particular, they're at probably at least a 90% chance of having it keep coming out. And so typically the way we would manage that is to get them back in the season, try to control the problem with muscle strengthening, and then when the more appropriate time at the end of the season presents itself, then we'll stabilize the shoulder surgically and prevent it from happening again down the road.
When we come back, we'll find out why hopes for a state wrestling title at Chesapeake and Anne Arundel County may become a family affair. That story next when we come back here on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
There's a hospital in Maryland where in 1920, doctors first showed the world surgery could be performed on the heart. A hospital whose pioneering excellence continues today, with doctors developing advanced videoscopic procedures to reduce pain and recovery time. Who's leading these medical advancements? University of Maryland Medicine.
Make my dorm room the Best Buy dorm room.
This is it. Best Buy Residence Evaluation Team, we're going to take a look around if you don't mind. Built-in VCR and a Sony PlayStation, huh? Do your parents know you have that? You can't stop me. Am I the only one that smells that? Nice computer. What kind of CDs you got? Great stereo.
Dorm life from Best Buy. Now that's a great idea.
What's up? Tom, it's your mom. Mr. Jacko.
This is my final plea. I am a gecko, not to be confused with Geico, which could save you hundreds on car insurance. So stop calling me.
Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. At Geico Auto Insurance, we handle your claim quickly, so you don't have to bum a ride to work. Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Brothers Jeff and Matt Eveleth from Chesapeake, Anne Arundel County are always battling to be the best both on and off the wrestling mat. Jeff won a state title last year at 112 pounds, but Matt wasn't far behind, finishing as a state runner-up at 103 pounds. They share the same pressures trying to stay on top of their game, and they also share a desire to not let sibling rivalry stand in their way of success. Here's their story.
We're competitive. In practice especially, we always want it. When we wrestle each other, we get real competitive.
We're real intense. The rest of the team sometimes is like, you know, they're going at it hard, but it's just you work hard and get better. If you just don't work that hard, you're not going to get better.
I help him out a lot when we, sometimes he has a bad day or I'll have a bad day. Same thing, we help each other out, get through it, and then next day will be a better day.
And brothers Jeff and Matt have appreciated both the good and bad days they've shared together. Senior Jeff, with a 3.9 GPA, will attend University of Pennsylvania, following in the footsteps of older brother Brian, who happens to be an assistant coach. Jeff appreciates that his hard work in the classroom is paying dividends.
Do a lot of extra studying after school for the classes I have. Doesn't come real easy, but just extra hard work helps you get through it. Just to get independent, I needed to have good grades, so I knew I had to work all throughout high school to get up to where I wanted to go.
And sophomore Matt, who carries a 3.8 GPA, has watched his brother move toward his goals. And despite being runner-up in the States while his brother was accepting the crown, he's focused on his future.
I was happy for him, but I was still mad. But I guess I was upset, but I mean, I was a freshman. I was still mad, but I mean, I'll have 3 more years to go at it and push through, hopefully. So.
You can't ask for any better athletes. All three of them, Brian, Jeff, and Matt, are just very conscientious, hardworking, athletically gifted, which helps a whole lot. And you know, they'll just do whatever you ask them to do.
Any goals I set outside of school to do well in anything, get something done, I hard work and I get myself, set my priorities and get it done. And I think wrestling helps you out because, especially during wrestling season, you have wrestling, schoolwork, and anything else you want to do outside. You gotta set your priorities and get it done, and I think that teaches you for later in life, too.
That's all for today. Keep reading The Sun for our daily coverage of high school sports. Thanks for watching, and have a great school week ahead.
Our Prep Athlete Awards are courtesy of Larry Beck, the Trophy King.